Hi, this is Frank with a frank opinion. In my last video last night, I said that I wouldn't be back for about 10 or 12 days. I'm actually in 15 minutes driving to North Carolina. But I just couldn't leave without one more video. Very brief. I feel like the journalist in the movie Network. I'm mad as hell and I can't take it anymore. And I encourage everyone that agrees with what I've been indicating in my videos to please look at yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, I'm mad as hell, I can't take this anymore. And what I'm going to describe is what you shouldn't be taking anymore, is not being educated as citizens, not being told the truth, being given only slipshod information by people that don't know what they're talking about or have an agenda. In this case, the agenda is to remove Medicaid. It is to obliterate Medicaid. If you had watched the town hall that Bernie Sanders had in West Virginia, and I hope you take a look at that in YouTube, you will see the effects of not having Medicaid or a significant replacement. Not to remove it, but in fact to expand it. The Democrats still, last night and this morning, just before I leave and get in my car and drive to North Carolina, once again looking for a Democrat, somebody on the Democratic side, to talk about H.R. 676 with some intelligence and some correct information. It is known as the Expanded and Improved Medicare for All Act, introduced by Representative John Conyers. It's got 65 co-sponsors. It is a wonderful bill, and it does what the Democrats that will divulge it and the Republicans who have the cojones to divulge it tell you that the only way to improve Obamacare, or the most significant way, is to go single-payer Medicare for all. Every legitimate poll that has been taken of citizens, whether they be in that town hall, a meeting in West Virginia, when they are told the truth, information, etc., they want Medicare's single-payer for all. This past summer, I spent almost 3 months in a Ronald McDonald House. As most of you may know, Ronald McDonald Houses are for the care of children. Families from every state in the United States were there. Indiana, Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, California, New York, etc. The one thing that they all had in common was caring for their children. The other thing that they had in common, unless they had a Cadillac health insurance coverage, was fighting with their insurance companies, dealing with peer review, etc. Endless, not spending time caring for a child, including a beautiful 4-year-old that began to have cancer both of the spine and of the brain at the age of 2. He's now 4, still surviving, thank goodness. But dealing with insurance, crying on leaving that Ronald McDonald House because their insurance had cut them off. Crying because they had to deal with peer review specialists that had no idea about the ailment of their child, of the sickness of their child. Everyone there, and they came from different political persuasions, most of the time agreed in the lunchroom downstairs that it wasn't right that some people should have great health coverage and other people not. Everybody agreed that to spend your life endlessly researching what plan is best for you rather than take care of your family is not what America should be about. So I'm going to encourage you to please get mad as hell and don't take this anymore. Call your Democrats, call your DNC. Ask them, why are they not educating people on H.R. 676? I'll tell you why. One of the reasons. Political calculus. Political calculus, and I've worked in government at fairly significant levels, is driving us through the ground. Something that people may not be aware of. Tom Paine, who is credited with igniting our American Revolution, actually was the originator of Social Security. Who would know, right? And he wrote this up in a piece called Agrarian Justice. It has nothing to do with farming. It has all to do with creating a universal system of social insurance. But one little paragraph that I'm going to make note to, he said, it is proposed that the payments which he considered a right, as already stated, be made to every person, rich or poor. It is best to make it so to prevent invidious distinctions. It is also right it should be so because it is in lieu of the natural inheritance which as a right belongs to every man, over and above the property he may have created or inherited from those who did. So basically he's saying, if you do something only for the poor, the not so poor, upper middle class, wealthy, will want to get rid of it. So when people say, whether it be college and university free for everybody, well, I don't want a rich person's family or the president's family to have free access to education. Why should they? It really should belong to, on a means-tested basis, to people that can afford it. No. Tom Paine recognized, American Revolution, if you have distinctions by class and income, the rich will want to obliterate the service, or which Tom Paine considered a right. Last point. You can go to congress.gov and find out whether your congressperson is a co-sponsor of John Conyers' bill. If they're not, pursue them. Find out why not. Learn about 676 from experts. I've already told you about the Physicians for a National Health Program. So, in New York City, I know that there are 6 congresspeople. There are some from New York City that have signed on. Wonderful. But there are 6 that have not, including Congresswoman Nydia Velázquez and Congressman Adriano Espaillat. The reason why I kind of point out those, and of course I'm trying to see my own congressman hopefully in April, Tom Suozzi, is that they come from significantly poor areas. They should instantly be part of H.R. 676, informing their constituents about this particular Medicare for All program. This is their job. However, as my first in this series indicated, it's on us. We have to change the culture of Congress. And the only way we're going to do that is by getting mad as hell and not taking it anymore.